observing overwhelmance occurring in the physical environment toward you. When you sense a desire to neglect, diminish, or harm the self, observe how it is caused by the external world, that it is not a thought of your own creation. This always indicates the self is being overwhelmed by images of others' importance. Now observe this overwhelmance as being a purely physical phenomenon, subordinate to your allegiance to the spiritual world. Recognize that, although there is no support for you in your environment, no such support is needed. Observe yourself as having always at least one foot in the spiritual world. Observe the turmoil of the environment, no matter how forbidding, as spiritually ungrounded, powerless physical activity. It is like a machine suddenly disconnected from its power source, still rattling and churning with great fury, only from the momentum of dissipating motion. Momentarily impressive, but soon to die in silence. This is the folly of placing faith in the physical realm. Its time is always limited, yet some are moved and shaken by its nature because of the impact upon the physical senses. All endeavors on this physical plane pass away. It is the spiritual world which gives birth to them all, and only the spiritual world is everlasting. Observe the abrasions of the physical world in the moment, keeping your focus on the spiritual world. See the final consequence of the action as being nothing less than its unheralded demise. The success of the spiritually minded visionary will be unheralded as well by the cattle. Yet the quiet enormity of truth is one of the key attributes of spiritual living, with heraldry being the province of the cattle, frantically, masturbatorially stroking their own egos for vain satiation. Being spiritually grounded is being aware that seeing victory is sufficient, and efforts to prove one's rightness to another will only cause the self to gravitate to the vain clamor of the physical world. When the ego feeds from this trough of junk food, the spirit is deprived of further awareness and nourishment. Observe that in the face of it all, the spiritual realm will sustain you in the heat of all threats you face in the physical realm. In this moment, visualize the eternal realities. Deny the sensory barrage of the empty, lifeless world from taking prominence in your thoughts.